Now, from the WCCO Live Desk, you're watching CBS News Minnesota.
Happy Friday. I'm Maria Lizignoli, and it's 10 o'clock live in the WCCO newsroom. I'm here at the Live Desk each weekday morning at this time with live updates and breaking news. Well, this just into our newsroom. TikTok is back for now. Apple and Google have restored access to the TikTok app in the United States. This might be good news for people who deleted the app last month during a short federal ban. The app was originally pulled from U.S. app stores and shut off for U.S. users on January 18th in anticipation of a law that required TikTok's owner to divest the app to a U.S.-based owner because of national security concerns. Well, less than 24 hours later, incoming President Donald Trump issued an executive order delaying the enforcement of the ban for 75 days. People were able to access the app again, but those who deleted it were not able to download it again until today. Does that mean that the ban is canceled? Well, no. Unless TikTok is sold to a U.S.-based owner before the new April 5th deadline, the ban could still take effect. In about a half an hour, the Immigrant Defense Network is launching a Love Your Immigrant Neighbor Day of Action. Now, this group is teaming up, let me show you, here's some information, teaming up with other organizations to deliver 14,000 Valentines in the Twin Cities, Mankato, Austin, Monticello, and Rochester. The cards will include information about immigrant rights. Supporters will also be waving banners on bridges throughout the state today, so you might see that. The Immigrant Defense Network will hold a news conference outlining their efforts at 10:30 this morning inside the press room at the state capitol, and we'll share more of what they have to say in the next hour or so. In 1 hour, the Minnesota Department of Safety, along with community members, are remembering missing and murdered Indigenous people. Indigenous women account for less than 1% of Minnesota's population, but make up 10% of missing women in the state. The annual Missing and Murdered Indigenous Relatives Day of Remembrance and March begins at 11 at the Minneapolis American Indian Center. This is some video from last year. The point of the march is to make sure the memory of those lost is kept alive and to acknowledge the relatives that they left behind. We'll take you to that event live as it begins in about an hour. In the next hour and a half, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey will sign what the city's calling groundbreaking agreements with Xcel Energy and CenterPoint Energy. The city says the landmark deals, let me show you, pull this up for you here quick, advance goals to become carbon neutral by 2025. It is also supposed to better protect residents and improves data sharing and transparency. We'll learn more when Mayor Frey speaks at 11:30 this morning inside the Minneapolis City Hall Rotunda, and we'll take that live for you as well. Okay, I want to show you current live radar of outside downtown Minneapolis right now. It's currently 12 degrees out there with winds coming out of the southeast at about 2 miles per hour. Now, this is pretty dangerous cold for anyone outside. And St. Paul police say that first responders found a man dead yesterday morning next to a building just south of Rice Park. He was lying next to some exhaust vents where people experiencing homelessness often try to keep warm. If the medical examiner confirms it, it would be this winter's second death from the cold in the city. So as we head into another cold weekend, we want everyone to know where options are to help homeless and vulnerable people stay out of the cold. In St. Paul, warming centers are open from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. daily. Take a look at your screen. Here are some of the nighttime shelters in St. Paul. The Holy Christian Cathedral Church, designated for women only. The Phelan Activity Center, designated for men only. The Newell Park Building, which is for men only. And St. Paul Reformation Lutheran Church, which is for families and anyone up to 24 years old. In Minneapolis, folks can spend the night at some of these options. American Indian Community Development Center and Rescue Now services, both open from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. every day. Of course, if you need a place to stay warm during the daytime, there are even more options available. We have an article on where to find warming centers in the Twin Cities up on our website, WCCO.com, right now. And if we take a live look outside the WCCO station in downtown Minneapolis, you can see our next weather tower is green, meaning snow is on the way. So let's check in with next weather meteorologist Adam Del Rosso to check how many potential inches we could get for snow this evening.
We still have a couple more hours before we have to worry about the snow, but if you need to be on the roads later this afternoon and evening, consider this your early warning that, yeah, things are going to be getting slick and you're going to need to slow down. That's why we have the next drive alert in place here. But once we get into tomorrow, I think our weekend is going to be shaping up fine in terms of precipitation. There are going to be other things that we need to talk about, such as the wind and temperatures taking another tumble. But it's just this evening and this afternoon where we're going to need to use extra caution, especially along and east of I-35 into Wisconsin. That's where we have winter weather advisories. These go into effect not until 2 p.m. this afternoon. They'll expire around the metro and across eastern Minnesota around midnight, but they will extend a little bit longer into Wisconsin, where the snow's going to linger longer. They're going to be going until 6 a.m. there. So we're going to keep the clouds around. Once we get toward the early and mid-afternoon, that's when the snow is going to be starting here. And as you get to the 6, 7 o'clock hour around dinner time, maybe you're making some Valentine's Day plans, just know that the snow will be accumulating there. We'll give you another view hour by hour here on Future Radar. 12 o'clock, not much going on here, but once we get toward the 1, 2, 3 p.m. window, you can see this area of snow blossom and continue to pick up in coverage and a little bit in intensity as we head toward 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. And once we get closer to 8, 9 o'clock, that's when the heaviest and steadiest starts to shift into Wisconsin. But still some scattered light snow along the I-35 corridor here till about midnight tonight. Once we get after midnight, everything starts to shut off and shift even farther off to the east. But I will say that there could still be a couple of lingering flurries overnight and even through our Saturday morning. It'll be mostly cosmetic, nothing that adds to the accumulations, but still something that we want you to be aware of. We're still thinking 1 to 3 inches around the metro and north of I-94. Once you get farther east into Wisconsin and across far southeastern Minnesota, where the snow's going to last a little bit longer, that's where we'll see a little bit more than that, and that's where we have the greatest chance of picking up 3 to 5 inches of snowfall. I know this winter has been so lackluster, and so if you are a snow lover and you're hoping for more snow, this is the look at 4 inches or greater of snowfall. Once you get east of Winona, that's where the bullseye is going to be. But even still, Albert Lee toward Eau Claire, got a moderate chance of seeing some of that additional snowfall. In terms of the cold waiting for us behind the snow, look at these wind chills Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. Pushing 30 to maybe even 35 below zero. Yeah, that is cold. It's going to rival what we had back in the middle of January during that Arctic blast, with high temperatures Monday, maybe not even getting above zero.
All right, Adam, thank you. Well, all new this morning, Minnesota United unveiled their brand new jerseys ahead of the 2025 season. Check this out. Yeah, this jersey just went on sale at mnufc.com and the black and white or black and blue team store at the Allianz Field. So this is a two-tone jersey. As you can see, it's meant to resemble the confluence of the Mississippi and Minnesota rivers. And if you notice down here, it's called a jock tag. And it's rubber. It's a raised rubber patch with the outline of Minnesota. The jersey's crest, let me show you, is a loon. How cool is that? It's even got the red eyes there. Season opener is about a week away. It's in Los Angeles. The first home game of the season is March 1st against Montreal. And I want to show you the back here because this is for someone specific. Mike Augustinak. Oh, yeah. For Channel 4. Isn't that cool? I love that so much. He's going to be so surprised by this. He comes in soon here, so I'm excited to give this to him. Okay, well, if you are looking for a pretty interesting way to celebrate Valentine's Day, we've got something for you. The Minnesota Zoo is inviting you to name a bug after your ex so that they can feed it to a zoo animal today. You just have to make a donation of $15 to the Minnesota Zoo Foundation, and you'll get an e-card and personalized message informing you of the bug's naming. Zoos across the country do something similar to this. In fact, this video is from Honolulu. The zoo there does the same thing. If you're interested, head to their website. There will also be zoo after hours for 18+ people on the 15th. And Bloomington Police Department has another interesting way to make Valentine's Day special for your ex this year. Check out this video that they posted on Instagram. Let me play it for you. Ready?
Hey Bloomington, do you have an ex-romantic partner that frequently brags about getting away with crimes, misses court dates, and may have some warrants? Do you want to do something special for him for Valentine's Day? If so, give us a call. Here at the Orange Jumpsuit District Inn and Suites, we have friendly staff who is ready to greet you. We also provide luxury transportation. We will go pick them up wherever it's needed. Here at the Orange Jumpsuit District Inn and Suites, they'll be provided with their own private suite. Fine dining cuisine brought right to your private suite. Are you worried they won't have anything comfortable to wear? Don't worry, we have some high quality attire for them. Our friendly operators are standing by. So Bloomington, give us a call and make their Valentine's Day special.
So silly. Oh my gosh. But in all seriousness, we do have some fun ideas for you and your Valentine to do this today or even this weekend. Those are coming up here in the next hour. Okay, so there was a big water main break yesterday, and it had devastating consequences for business in the South Minneapolis area where it happened. We have more on that just ahead. But first, federal immigration officials are in Minnesota this week, and WCCO has learned of at least 2 men who were detained in Rochester. David Schumann spoke to the owner of the restaurant where they worked.
This restaurant, Nupa, is closed after the owner tells me ICE detained 2 of his cooks right here in the parking lot on their way into work Wednesday morning.
Immigration was outside the restaurant waiting.
Ted Paese opened only his 2nd Nupa location Thursday to put less strain on his staff.
You lose a couple employees and it really affects the operation of your business.
He says the cooks were brothers who may have been working under false documentation.
They're working, they're paying their taxes, paying their Social Security, Medicare. No criminal records that we know of.
In response to the detainments and all immigration enforcement activities in the city, protesters braved sub-zero wind chills downtown.
We're here and we're gathering to make sure that ICE knows they're not welcome here, and Rochester is a place of love and support.
You know, I myself as an immigrant before know what it feels to live in fear sometimes. America needs immigrants. I mean, look at our forefathers. They were founded based on an immigrant foundation.
Protest organizers are working to get in contact with the detained Nupa employees to support them.
It's a very sad and frustrating thing, and it's a time for action.
Rochester police tell us they were made aware of ICE operations in the city but did not assist. Ted says between the rally and social media, the support has been remarkable during what he calls a time of mourning for the Nupa family.
Man, they're going to be missed. It's saddening that this happened this way.
In Rochester, David Schumann, WCCO News.